They pulled me over. He didn't even say anything. Nothing. He looked down, handed me 2,000 dirhams fine, 12 black points. Go. My name is Rahul Bidappa. I'm from Bangalore in India. Came to Dubai when I was in grade 5, which is I think 10, 11 years ago. Yeah, and then that's when, that's when the cars thing started, when you see supercars, all bling bling, Lamborghinis flying past you and Ferraris going there. That's when we're like, woo, wow, Dubai, we're here for cars and all that. And then how actually I became a car guy was very funny because we needed a second car in my family. So my dad was like, okay, just look for cars in Dubai. So I was like, okay, fine, go to Dubai. My dad gave me a budget, so I clicked on the Dubai, lowest to highest, and looking for cars, looking. And I see this perfectly pristine gray color Charger with racing stripes. Oh my god! Instantly, as soon as I saw the car, I was like, okay, we have to do this. I give my dad the contact. He contacts him. He calls him to a Lulu's parking lot. I still remember it. Calls him to a Lulu's parking lot. I go see the car. As soon as I sit in the car, I was like, done. Done. This is done. This is final. We need this at home. And the best part, we got it. The car gave us issues. Like, we spent more than what we actually paid for the car, but that's fine. And then we paid the guy. Everything happened. Next day, I'm standing in front of Gulf Indian High School, waiting for my dad to pick me up. He pulls up with a Charger. I'm like, yeah, that's mine, baby. And then that happens. So that's how I got into actual muscle cars. That's how I got into Chargers. That's how I became a Charger boy. Yeah, and then that car sadly had a transmission issue. I was driving to Russell Khaimah. I suddenly have no throttle response. Absolutely zero. The car's revving up, but there's no change in speed, nothing. I cannot brake, nothing. I suddenly switch it to neutral and sorry, automatic. But yeah, I switch it to neutral and park it on the right side for safety. Turn the car off, turn the car on, nothing. It's not moving forward, nothing. And then I realized the car's transmission is stuck in the third gear. And I'm in Russell Khaimah. Oh my God. So yeah, I had to drive all the way back from Russell Khaimah with high RPM. It was just pure pain, just seeing the engine getting destroyed like that. We bring it out here in Ramul, ask the garage how much they said for fix. They said around 10-15K. The transmission, it was gone. It was gone, completely gone. So like, there's no point fixing it. Let's just, So that's when the car, left my heart. I hit 18. I'm like, okay, time to get my license. Let's go. Everyone's getting it. But I didn't because I had plans to travel to India to join army. And then what happens? I break my hand. That's fine. They would have taken me because my grandfather was in the army as well. But I failed the exam. So back to Dubai. Now everything planned story, cancelled story. And then I was supposed to go to Russia last year for medicine, to study medicine. That didn't happen because of Corona. Thank God. And then so we switched to anyway. So the whole plan got cancelled, yeah, to travel. So I was like, okay, fine, let's just get our license. We would go get our license. Got it everything in the first try, luckily. And then my dad gives me the car. Finally, immediately bring it to Umram. We'll get the mid muffler delete, and it was so loud. I used to drive it below 2 everywhere. I used to be so scared to drive the car. I didn't let my dad touch it also because I'm sure he would have got the fine. Anyway, so what happens one night? My mom's like, go to the pharmacy, get me some medicine or something. So I pull up at like 12 o'clock at night and I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't revving, nothing. I was driving clearly like a good boy. I take a right and then I see cops around me. They pull me over. He didn't even say anything, nothing. He looked down, handed me 2,000 dirhams fine, 12 black points, go. Then we sold that car. The Corona happened, so we waited for a few months before we got Letty. And now Letty comes in the scene. I find this car for a very, very, very good deal. I bargained, I haggled for approximately 2-3 weeks with that guy. Perfect deal I got. I got the car home, just bone stock. And then I was like, this has to be my project. So opened up an Instagram page for it and spent mad money and time on the car. I mean, I'm not working, so it's a lot. So I spent everything on the car. Got the rims painted. I wanted to get new rims, but they're expensive. So I got the rims painted, calipers painted, and then I got the front splitter, side louvers, everything. So this car was like the project car. Sorry, but I consider, myself as Dom and Letty is Dom's girlfriend, So she's my girlfriend, So yeah, that's why she's called Letty. And yeah. She's the dream. So as soon as I got my license when I was 18 and I had the old car, the V6 Charger, I tried to join. And then I was like, oh, if this is the case, then what's the scene? Like, you're here to build a car culture, not to show bling, bling, bling. Bring the real car culture out. The turbos, the exhaust, the tunes. Then I was like, nah, we have to do something on our own. So that's how the Midnight Club came up. We're like, we have to bring the real car culture where we accept every guy. Doesn't matter what you drive. If you have the enthusiasm in you, just come, join the meet, talk about cars, enjoy, go for drives and all that. So that's how Midnight Club came in. I mean, we were the first to open a club which accepts all type of cars, and then a lot of clubs followed. But then, yeah, you know how it is. I'd say I'd become really open to other people's builds. I started to respect other cars, other tastes. Before I used to be like, nah, I don't like this. Disrespect his build. Now it's developed. I respect if you've built something according to your taste. I love it. I respect it. Completely respect 200. I'd not prefer it, but I'd say, okay, amazing. You've done your job. You love it as long as you're in love with what you've done. Perfect. We were hanging out with a couple of friends and we went out to eat ice cream or whatever. There was a left turn and I took the left turn and the traction was off. So I gave it a little bit gas and the wheels just power slide a little bit, not even much. And the cop was right behind me. His lights were off, so I didn't see him. So he was right behind me, he pulled up next to me, parked, and he turned his lights on. He's like, pap, give me a Mulkia license, whatever. He's like, 50,000. I'm like, 50,000 for what? I didn't do anything. And then he was like, no, the camera has recorded you. You were drifting here. I was like, no, I wasn't drifting. It was just a normal turn. And then he checked his camera. I think he's like, give me 2 minutes. He went to go. He went and checked his camera. So there was nothing, thank God, nothing recorded on the camera. So he let me off with a warning. Even though I had underglow on my car, he let me off with just a warning. He was like, don't do this again. And then he walked away. I'm lucky. I'm really lucky, to be very honest. Honestly, I don't have something like a dream car. Because your taste keeps changing every month, every 2 months. You're like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's better. But a Dodge Demon is so tempting. The numbers that it puts down, the rubber that it melts. Oh my God, it's a tempting car. That's probably my attainable dream car. One day, Demon will be parked, Gen Z or whatever. But as soon as I saw Too Fast and Too Furious, not the first movie, because I came across Too Fast and Too Furious the first. The muscle cars that they both were driving, I don't know why I'm a very, very big muscle fan. Even though JDM is at the peak right now in Dubai and, Germans are always there. Muscle has just been something that I'm deeply in love with. So as soon as I saw that movie, something clicked. One day I'll be there with my friend driving like that together on the road, drifting around. It was beautiful. That moment I knew, that I need to pursue something. So even in terms of education, everything I've done in life, mostly everything I've done in life is for me to, achieve that dream 10 car garage that you have. So yeah, one day, hopefully. So if I have to choose, obviously it's going to be muscle for life. The performance, the numbers, the exhaust system, the growl of the car, it's just completely different. Germans and JDMs, obviously they'll be evergreen, but muscle is something like, it doesn't catch everyone's attention because they don't have the backfires, the pops. It doesn't have that. It's just pure power. Who cares about aerodynamics when you can put numbers down? It's amazing. I'm in love. Never buy fake tires, bro. And like a stupid, I fucking bought fake tires and then I burned out with them, tried to drift with them. Stupidest idea ever. The tire, the rim seal, yeah, on top of the seal, the tires just blew. There was a full seal cut off in the tires. And the car was sitting in my basement for at least a month because I didn't tell anyone. Then I put the spare one in, took it out, got new tires. Yesterday, before we were going to the meet, a GMC Sierra ZL1 pulled up right next to me and he revved. So I was like, okay, sure. And I revved as well. And then we take a right from the roundabout. There's a hump that pulls up. And after the hump, it's a straight road. I think 2 kilometers. There's no radars, nothing. This is in Morka. So I was like, let's go. I click sport mode. I'm like tapping sport mode. I tap sport mode. And then we make eye contact, full send. I was surprised. My car was here and then his car was here. Like I kept up with a ZL1. I was like, no way. And I'm 100% sure he had a tune on it because it sounded completely different. It sounded like it has something in it. See, then again comes to that point, street racing or track racing. See, I know it's so safe for you to go on tracks and race. It won't harm the public. But the adrenaline rush that you get when you street race, oh my God, it's just on another level. On tracks, 100%, you're on that racing mode. Okay, I have this opponent, I have to beat him, I have to beat that. But on streets, you have to be careful of that car that's coming in, be careful of that radar. it's just another feeling, it's like you have so many things to tackle when you're street racing. It's beautiful. Yeah, so poster car I would say has to be the 70s Charger. I had a printout of it black and white on my wall. And I'd every day see it. Oh wow, that's a beautiful car. One day I'll own it. Yeah, but hopefully that day comes where the cars are still alive and the electric hasn't taken over the world. What you guys have done is so amazing because this is never done in the car community before. And it's like a perfect platform for like individual car guys and car girls who are actually enthusiasts and not just for bling bling or show or money to come and express their stories, tell their experiences. It's amazing. Like respect to you guys for doing it. Beautiful job.